So, like I said before, you obviously spend a lot of time investing in your body because that's what you do. You're an athlete. Are there any exercises or rituals, stuff that you're pretty like religious about that you have to do to train your body?
Yeah, like this may be an hour long answer, but no, I have a bunch of things just because like our lifestyle is literally like we go to the rink and we like do a bunch of things obviously, and then like we come home and like the rest of our day is literally just like how can we recover to feel okay tomorrow. For me right now it's a unique situation because I had double shoulder surgery this summer. So like every day I'm like going to rehab for my shoulder. I work out and I skate like pretty much every single day. So like for me, it's actually very important to like kind of recover and invest in my body. So like I have like compression boots for my legs that I more use during the season. I use like hot and cold tubs at the rink. I have like a hypervolt like massage gun. I have a bunch of little trinkets that like roll muscle out or like allow me to just stretch something a little bit better or more efficiently. I have this like compression ice machine that like ices like any part of your body with compression. So like yeah, I've invested a lot into my body, and then obviously trying to recover from surgery, I take like a couple supplements that are good for like joint repair. So
Yeah,
yeah, like I'm really into kind of learning like what helps you recover and everything because it's literally an everyday thing, whether it's a season or the off season. So yeah, it's important.
totally. Do you have a certain self-care routine that you do? Like, what do you do during your like off time? What do you need to recharge? Like, do you listen to podcasts? Do you read? Like, what kind of stuff do you do?
Yeah, I do a lot of different things to be honest. Like I've I played I bought a guitar last year, and because of my surgeries, I couldn't really play during the summer because of like my rotation, my arms. But I literally just figured like 2 days ago that I can actually play again. So the last few days I've been playing quite a bit because I missed it. I try to read pretty much every day a little bit. Helps me sleep a bit. So um and I stretch like every night at the same time. Um,
Wow.
we like I live very close to the beach too, so on weekends, like just to get the legs going, me and my roommates like we ride our bikes down the beach if the boys are playing volleyball or something like that. I'm playing tennis recently, actually. Quite a bit of different things. But that's pretty much what I do consistently.
Do you have a skincare routine?
Um, I wouldn't say so, to be honest. It's definitely like there's a bunch of things that now that like I've lived on my own for a while, but like now that I'm like really on my own, I've started to gain interest in a couple different things like skincare, like uh like like my diffuser and stuff like that, like things my mom tried to get me to do
Oh,
younger. And just because like my mom was trying to like do something, I would just be like no. So
mhm.
it's funny, like growing up my mom would always try to like lotion my hands, my face all the time, and I like as a hockey player, if you sweat and like there's lotions on your hands, like it makes your hands a little bit slippery. So I just because of that reason, I hated like having lotion on my hands. So like since then, I haven't put lotion on my hands, which is pretty crazy. But honestly, no, I don't have a routine for that. But it's definitely something I obviously see myself getting into now that I'm an adult.
Totally. Yeah. Like, what about on your team? Like, would you say, like, what percentage of guys like use products and shit?
Honestly, probably a small percentage. A, because like we're not taught to, like it's not in
Yeah.
our face. Like no one tells us like, yo, you should use skincare.
Yeah.
B, just because like personally, I never really cared about like my hair or like putting stuff in my hair, just because like I go to the rink every day and like it's in a helmet, and then like you shower and it's kind of messy after, so it would just kind of be a waste of time for me. And I think a lot of guys kind of associate like any type of like body care with that, just because like the only thing we're focused on is like going to the rink.
Yeah.
Just
Fair enough.
like obviously, hockey doesn't last forever, so it won't be like that forever.
So you scored the game-winning goal for Team Canada against Russia. I want to know, like for the World Juniors, I want to know, like in that moment, what was going on in your head? Did you black out? Is it a blur? Like, what were you thinking in that?
Honestly, like I don't even know. When I watch that video, it's kind of like I kind of get the feeling of like I'm watching someone else type of thing.
Yeah.
Where, like, I honestly like I don't remember much. I don't even remember doing it.
Yeah.
It's because it was just off like obviously instincts and stuff, and like I didn't know I was obviously gonna score. It just kind of happened, right? So
Yeah.
it was crazy. Like just honestly, the only thing I remember from that is wanting the time to like run out like really bad, like
Yeah.
low having an anxiety attack like on the bench.
Yeah.
Like, like these guys can't score right now.
Yeah. So I know that you have a clothing business called Zale.
Mhm.
So tell me a bit about that. How long have you been working on that? And what do you think is the importance of spreading yourself out? So, like being an athlete and having like a side or, a business profile as well.
Yeah. So we started that when I was 15, so 2015. I would say we like are really starting it like now. Just like kind of the way things have gone the last 3 years was like cool. Like we obviously got a lot of awareness, a lot of like press about it and stuff, but now I feel like I'm confident in the like employees that I have, like the resources and like everything. Like we can actually kind of start to build it, and like people will like start to hear of it in the next few years. So I'm really excited about that. Finally gotten to a point where we have like enough supporters that like we can really like reach the next level. In terms of importance of kind of getting out there, I think our new slogan is like see beyond. So basically what we mean by that is just like kind of like see beyond like kind of what you are, like what you want to do. Obviously I want to be a professional hockey player and that's my main goal, but like I wanted to kind of see beyond that and be like, well, what am I going to do after hockey? Maybe I can start something, while I play or even before I start playing professional hockey. So that's basically what the brand's kind of based upon. And it's just kind of like pushing society's boundaries and not just like conforming to like society's expectations type of thing.
I did a little bit of research on you, and you have quite a bit of content out there about yourself.
Mhm.
I saw that you were featured in a CBC article which said Akil Thomas notches natural hat trick to lead hockey's first all black line since the 40s with a few of your teammates in the AHL. So that's like a pretty awesome, like that's amazing. Like, what was that experience like for you? And can you speak a bit about that moment?
Yeah. Well, obviously, like the media is gonna hype everything up and everything like that, but like literally, I just woke up from a pregame nap and like our team put out like the lineup for the game, and like I noticed, it, it was like just obviously three black guys like on a line, and like I was kind of thinking like I've never really seen that before, so I texted like I have like a podcast, and I texted like the guys saying like, oh, like me, Q, and Devo are playing together tonight. Just like so you guys know, maybe you want to post something. I don't know. And so I guess like they did a little bit of research and basically posted something like saying like, oh, like all black lines since the 40s happening tonight against the rain. Like make sure you watch, blah blah blah. And then like after the game, like literally every single account posted it and it was this big thing. So I literally like one text kind of caused that to all happen, which was crazy. And like the team didn't know, like they didn't even realize it was three black guys, I guess.
Right. It just happened.
Not really like that, just kind of happened. And we all like got like points that game, and like it was a really good game for me personally. So just like it was crazy, like that whole experience and how it worked out type of thing. So obviously there's a bunch of accounts. Like I don't know if you're familiar. Like, are you familiar with like Spit and Chicklets? Probably not.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like obviously any any player who maybe even doesn't even play hockey, they just like follow hockey, like they feel like they have a community where like they're kind of involved, where
Yeah.
they're like they listen to like episodes and they're familiar with the guests and like Paul Bissonnette and all those guys, and like they comment on stuff and they like feel like they're a part of like kind of a family, or not a family, but you know what I mean. So
Community, yeah.
I kind of wanted to have like a community for like those black hockey players to just like have a platform where like there's people like them exactly like them kind of there and just have the ability to like learn about like I don't know a black kid who plays like who I played against like last week. Oh, he was featured on this like podcast account, and I know his name. I can follow him and follow his journey and stuff like that. So
Is there rest time allotted into your schedule? Like, I bet you're like so busy. Like, how does that work?
yeah, during the year we get 4 days off a month.
Okay.
So it is pretty hard on the body, but honestly, you get used to it. And
Yeah.
after the first month, like your body adjusts, and like the days that you don't like go to the rink and practice and work out, you do feel like weird.
Mhm.
So it's like there's not a lot of downtime. It's just kind of about how you manage like your time that like when you get home, like you drinking water, are you eating correctly, and obviously weight management's like huge. So it's just all stuff that we're kind of getting used to now, I guess.
Was there ever a time when you weren't as confident, like in your skills or in what you could do? And how did you start to become more confident in your abilities, athlete or off the ice?
um it's a good question. In terms of hockey, like I obviously like I was drafted second round, which is like pretty high. Like people would want to be drafted second round, but at the same time, I personally was expecting to go first. And obviously, if someone like told me before the draft, like, yeah, you're gonna go second round, I'd be like, okay, that's sick. But just because I wasn't prepared for it, like I was always thinking in like ranked first round, so it's just like, okay, like what team will I go to? And for some reason, I just had a really tough time um, with falling like to second round just because I wasn't like mentally prepared for it. Like it wasn't even a thought of mine until it happened. So
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, like, I mean, yeah, it's still high, but like, do I suck? Like what was wrong? Like, am I not? Because obviously, you think you're way better than what you actually are. But like, so I was just thinking like, oh, like, am I actually not that good? So that was tough. The confidence was definitely at an all-time low after that. But honestly, like it was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me just because of the change I made from it. And that moment was like, okay, like you do well. Obviously, like you were drafted second round for a reason, so just got to clean up a couple things and like have a lot of people to prove wrong, which I'm excited for. So.
Did you ever have like a special coach or trainer when you were younger or today, someone who like, really inspired you and you just had a good special connection with?
I would say like my dad, just because my dad played professional hockey, so like
Mm,
from a young age, I didn't only look to him as like a dad. I also like looked up to him because like he was always captain. He was always like one of the better players on the ice, and so I just thought of my dad as like a superhero. So I wanted to always do whatever he wanted to do, and like I wanted to play good for him, and like I wanted him to be impressed with how I play and stuff like that. So I mean, it's definitely my dad.
so what would you say is like next for you? What are you excited for in the future? What do you see on the horizon for yourself?
Yeah, honestly, I just want to make the NHL at this point. LA, like we have a lot of like young players who are very good, so it's the hardest team in the NHL to make, and so that's obviously a challenge, and it has been. But had a really good year last year, and just want to build on that. And obviously, the surgeries will, maybe seem like they may set me back, but that's definitely something I don't want to let happen. So I'm just excited to kind of get back to playing, and then when I kind of get back to playing, hopefully I can earn a spot and kind of just go from there.